How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more MTDA content. Today, we're actually checking out a standard deck. A rarity on the channel, I know, but standard has been pretty decent, I think. Yeah, it's still a little bit up in the air as to what's going on, which is a bit weird for this time in a standard season. Generally, by this point, like we know what's going on, but a lot of the decks from the old standard are still around. But there are a bunch of new decks trying to break in. And some of them are cool. Some of them are a twist on an old standard deck, like mono black, but you got Gix and a couple other pieces, or mono black splashing red for Mishra. So this deck is the draw deck. Its goal is very, very simple. It plays Welcoming Vampire and Tocasia's Welcome, and just draws cards. That's all it does. Elspeth can find Welcoming Vampire and Tocasia, and then we draw cards. So let's get rid of that. Let's exile that. And then let's attack for 2. So Lay on Arms is the card that I was really excited about when it came out, and I'm not really sure about it anymore. Like, generally when I've played it, it's always been a removal spell, but I've been very careful to keep planes in the deck. This should get us a land that'll get us to Tocasia's Welcome. It's unfortunate we couldn't sequence it in a better way, but... So this deck is mono white draw creatures, and it's also got a lot of wrath in it. So it's running, I think, a 3-2 split. So 3 4-mana wraths, and then 2 farewells. Against a vampire deck, which is weird. Let's get our Welcoming Inspiring Overseer killed. Really? Didn't want to kill it for me, okay. Get our Welcoming Vampire back then. It's probably a better choice anyways. And then next turn we can start Elspething. So we run a couple of copies of Wedding Invitation, because it's just really good. It triggers both Tocasia's Welcome and Welcoming Vampire. The issue with it, though, is that if we play them too quickly, they flip, and then they kind of turn off some of our creatures. Like, they turn off the Brutal Cathars, the Welcoming Vampires. They'll still work with Tocasia's Welcome, but... Lifelink? Nope. Not all. None, I guess. Okay. I had meant to attack with these two, but I guess they're fine where they're at. So the one thing that the deck really could use is some kind of, like, low CMC mass reanimate. Like, if we had something like that, it would just be pretty bonkers sometimes, because then you could have scenarios where you get to the late game and you top deck like a Rally the Ancestors, and then suddenly you return 6 creatures to the battlefield, draw 6 cards, and just kind of go off. But there's nothing like that in Standard at the moment, so that's why we're running the Reconnaissance. Like, 2 mana, reanimate any 3-drop from your graveyard is kind of bonkers, and I'm fairly confident that this will see a home somewhere. So this is where we bravely sacrifice all of the allies that have fought with us so far. And just try to win with Elspeth tokens. We kind of need our Brutal Cathar to die, which is why we're going for the suicide charge. Everything goes. So if they have a planeswalker removal, this is bad for us. But if they don't have planeswalker removal, we just kind of win.
I bring order to this broken. Nothing on Innistrad is free.
The angels have returned.
Yeah, 5/3/3s is a little too much. So that's the plan of the deck, basically. It's not very complicated. It's fun. Like, it's fun. I still don't think it's all that competitive. Like, it's reasonable, but it has flaws. And, like, it doesn't do very great against, like, the Naya enchantment decks. Because the Naya enchantment decks tend to just swing out and kill you in one go. And if you get low enough, they can just kind of snipe you. Like, Lay Down Arms is a good, it's a good early game removal spell for keeping you alive, right? But it also will kill you. Because your opponent gained through life, which, like, in certain circumstances, isn't that bad. Like, against creatures that return from the graveyard to the battlefield, not like you, yeah, like you, actually. It's actually really good. But against more traditional creatures, it's a little worse, right? Still looking at my Lay Down Arms. Okay. Goodbye, Gix. Yeah, we're basically doing what the mono black deck does, but a little bit worse. Which is generally not where you want to be, but because it's such a popular deck in Standard, I mean, it is powerful, right? Resolve. I mean, the mono black deck is going to have more life than you anyways most of the time because Shieldred's stupid. She's cool, but she's also just stupidly powerful. Hey, it's a Mistress Factory. Ooh. We generally don't play as much removal as we have in this game, but it's kind of the only half of our deck we've drawn, right? Yeah, we'll pay the life. Hey, it's Elspeth time. Well, let's give her lifelink. Because she's an angel. And for some reason, all angels in Magic the Gathering are female. Which is hard to understand. Here's to Wrath. No Wrath. Well, that's sad. Yeah, I guess we'll block. Which is not really where I want to be, but... Like, you've seen the general game plan of the deck, right? Like, it's fairly simple. They're denying themselves card draw, which is a unique decision. If they could see my hand, they wouldn't be making it. Might have been an argument for taking the Welcoming Vampire off of our Elspeth last turn. Because, like, if we draw dead this turn, we don't get a redraw, right?
Let's do this together.
A lot of tough choices here. Ouch. I just need a Wrath and then I can stabilize, but I don't know if I'm going to get a draw to it. One of the nice things about this build is that people generally don't think you're playing Wraths, right? Get to destroy a land for free. That's a rare treat.
Once I've rested, I'll be back.
Yeah, the lay on arms with the Gix on board is kind of not cool anymore. Elspeth number 2. The deck only runs 3 of these, so our win condition will be destroyed if we don't
I'll be your shield.
don't actually fix this problem. So luckily with Elspeth, you get the shield counter, so the mono black deck has to use 2 removal spells on it. Like, they can force you into a position where you have to block, but like 6 damage, we take 2 on our upkeep. That's fine.
This still isn't as bad as dying.
Are we returning a Gix? Probably Gix, yeah. Play the Gix. Wrath off the top. Never happens, okay.
I'll light your way on these dark streets. May your peace light.
Misplayed. I should have put Tocasia's Welcome in there. Yeah, our deck is real bad against Shieldred, which is why we have so much spot removal. Because Shieldred must die the moment she enters the battlefield. Because we draw 3 to 4 cards a turn, like when the deck gets going. And that's 8 damage a turn, which is real bad. Like, if I had 5 power, I would put it all in front of Shieldred. I'll take 3 and then die, I guess. Yeah, didn't think that one through. GG. Well, that was our game 2. Yeah, I'm currently trying to figure out what I'm going to be playing next. And one of the things I wanted to do is test out some of the new, well, test out Swiftfoot Boost, honestly. See how much of a change it's made to the format. And in pursuit of that, I have a Reddit poll up. To see, like, where are we at as far as um, as far as protection in the format goes. So far, looks like Brawl is an option. Kinnan, Sylvia, Golos, Prismatic Bridge, Goloth, Krankos, Nissa, Sissis, Tatyova. Like, those are pretty decent options. I'll probably end up going with a Goloth build, I think, based off the limited information I have at the moment. Because Golos has access to all 5 colors, right? So that way I can look at all the protection, although, like, some colors don't really have protection. Like, they have pseudo protections, which are... they're protections, but they're not... they're not the most clear-cut. So we're up against the deck that this deck struggles against a lot, which is the Enchantments deck. Now, I don't think this is the Naya build. I think this is probably a green-white build. Just a Selesnya build, but... either way, they function the same. Like, the kill condition is the same between the green-white and the... so we can try to out-aggro them. Like, next turn we pay 3 mana to get a 2/1, draw 3 cards, and gain 1 life. That's pretty decent. I mean, it's required a lot of setup to get working, right? Yeah, and Circle of Containment is always the funnest answer that they have. And 2 of them, oh, that's so fun. Goodbye, Weaver. So we still have farewells to get our vampires back, but it gets a lot harder with the vampires gone. 2 mana, draw a land, and then we'll be able to pass. Yeah, it didn't work. Okay. So they run Spirited Companions too, so sometimes you'll get on the ladder and you'll cast a Spirited Companion and your opponent will think that you're running. That's actually pretty good against the Enchantments deck, so I'm happy about that. Later arms, their life total isn't as important as like a mono black life total, right? Because the mono black life total can spiral out of control. Whereas, like with the enchantments, they don't really have much life gain. Like Circle of Confinement has some life gain to it. But, oh, this again, please no. Please no. Go away. Continue to go away. That was probably too aggressive. We probably should have saved the laydown arms for the next Weaver of Harmony that comes down. Scarred Splendor. Very neat. Yeah, I'll block. My creatures aren't for surviving anyways. Second main phase. No attacks. What are they going to cast? They have 5 mana, which is a decent amount of mana. There's certainly been worse amounts of mana. Circle of Confinement number 3. Opponent. Just know how to make my day not fun. So a land would be okay, and then I could recommission Elspeth. We'll start on a recommission, and if we don't... Hey, there's a land. Wedding Announcement's not the worst. Yeah, and then we have blockers, so... Scar Splendors is where the draw is coming from. Just wondering, they're drawing a lot of cards. They're nearly at us, and our deck is designed around drawing cards. Removal spell after removal spell. I just need them to play with their food long enough that we can actually survive this, but this is the card that makes the deck so scary. Michiko's Reign of Truth. Like, it's real good. Yeah, this has been a common thing that happens in Standard. Makes me want to make bears. Just put a mono green deck together that destroys all enchantments. Well, GG. No hard loss there. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Things will be happening soon. Chandelure will be coming back soon. Other than that, we'll be doing more Brawl stuff here soon. Either way, see you next time.